Rasheem Biles is a name to know in the 2027 NFL Draft. We're talking about a former three-star recruit, commits to Pittsburgh, plays a couple years there, has been highly productive for basically the entirety of his career while over there. Took over in 2024 as a full-time starter, had a really productive season, both as a pass rusher, playing out in coverage. He played all over that defensive line, and last year for Pittsburgh had another really positive season. Again, he's kind of a chess piece for that defense. They line him up all across the field. Again, sometimes playing as like a blitzer. They love to use him as a blitzer, play him out there in coverage. Sometimes he'll cover the nickel. He just did a lot of things for Pitt. Goes to the transfer portal, had a lot of potential suitors out there, but he ultimately commits to the Texas Longhorns. And as we all know, Texas has a ton of talent on both sides of the field. Defensively, they have some real dudes, Colin Simmons being one of them, that are going to be drafted very highly next year. And he fills a big hole there. Anthony Hill left the Texas Longhorns to go to the 2026 NFL draft, a guy that had been basically a 3-year starter there. And they didn't really have a ton outside of him in that linebacking room. They have some talent, don't get me wrong, but they were missing that true alpha. In comes a guy in Rasheem Biles, who to me is a massive playmaker. He's athletic. I think he's solid in coverage. He's bigger than his teammate Kyle Lewis is kind of similar to him in terms of being a little bit undersized, but a playmaker, athletic, good in coverage, physical as a run defender. Rasheem Biles is 6'1", 220. He's not like a 6'3", 235, which is kind of the modern day linebacker. So he's a little bit undersized, but I do think that he is able to still stack and shed. He's able to get off blocks, not as effectively as some of these other guys this year's class, but still effective enough. Really, why you're drafting Rasheem Biles is to be a playmaker, to be somebody who can help keep your defense organized, and to be a chess piece that you can use all across the field. So keep an eye out for Rasheem Biles. That Texas Longhorns defense is very good, and he's going to be a beneficiary of that. But let's bring in B. Ross. We are both Texas Longhorns fans, so we have been watching this guy basically since he committed to the Texas Longhorns. Very talented football player, played alongside Kyle Lewis, the linebacker we talked a lot about last year, but not to be overshadowed, Rasheem Biles to me was the better of the two. He is very talented player that I don't think has first round potential just because of his size profile, but easily could be a top 100, top 50 type of prospect. But what are your thoughts on Rasheem Biles? Again, former 3-star recruit, 4 stars of transfer. What are your thoughts on him?
You hit it right on the head. He's a playmaker. Just put him on the field and call the defense and watch this guy make plays. He can blitz. He can rush the passer. His coverage stuff is really good. Like his man-to-man coverage stuff is really good for a linebacker. Like it's not normal for linebackers to cover receivers out in space. He covers backs and tight ends with relative ease. Like he's super talented, but it's because he knows how to get the ball. He had 2 picks last year, turned both of them touchdowns. I mean, what more do you want in a playmaker? But to your point, he is a smaller linebacker. That's where his concerns really come in, because it's can he have the same success at the next level versus bigger guys, bigger, stronger guys, guys who don't have to worry about chemistry testing, tomorrow. Like, can he handle those guys in terms of point of attack strength? Because he can run solid on the sideline with the best of them. Like he has real speed, good instincts. He's quick off the spot, but it's when things get muddy or when it's heavy run inside, you see guards pulling towards him or a double team coming up to him. Can he stack and shed on a consistent basis? Like he has pretty good length for his size, but it's just the overall strength at the point of attack that concerns me about him. But I enjoy watching his tape because he knows how to get to the quarterback. He knows how to get to the ball and make plays on the ball.
Yeah, big time playmaker. This year he had 2 interceptions. He forced 2 fumbles, had 51 stops against the run. Last year he had an interception for a touchdown, 5 pass breakups last year, forced a fumble as well. He had 6 sacks this year and last year. So we're talking about somebody who can be a blitzer, just use all across the field. With the Texas Longhorns, seeing how they like to use Anthony Hill, do you think they're going to use him a lot as a blitzer?
Oh yeah, to me, he's going to be used in a very similar way to Anthony Hill. Like he's
Well,
going to
and the
line up
thing
and
with
rush the
Anthony Hill, they didn't
passer.
really use him a ton as a blitzer last year, which was very confusing. But with Rasheem Biles, you think they would.
Right. I mean, that's one of his strengths to me. Like run blitz, pass blitz, he knows how to do it. He knows how to time it up. He knows how to create disruption. So to me, you play to his strengths at times and blitz him. But we shall see. Texas has done crazier things.
Yeah, he's a very interesting prospect because Texas also has the other linebacker on their roster who's a bit undersized, very athletic. He's not a traditional
Mm-hmm.
like thumper, right? And the thought
Right.
process for Texas when they were going into the transfer portal for linebackers was they would be looking for more of that thumper style guy. Anthony Hill, not necessarily a thumper, but bigger, stronger, athletic. And you
Yep.
pair that up with, why am I blanking on Longhorn that I'm thinking of? But the guy they have there is more of a coverage based guy. He's more of that athletic guy.
Who are you thinking
Ty
about?
Anthony Smith. Ty Anthony Smith is who
Oh
I'm thinking
yeah,
of. Ty Anthony Smith, I believe, is a safety converted to linebacker,
he
and
was.
he's not the thumper, right? And so when they brought in Rasheem Biles, I thought it was a bit interesting, but obviously they must see something with him, and maybe they also just really believe in their defensive line, which would check a lot of boxes. But he is somebody that, like you mentioned, if he's one on one versus a guard or a tackle, I don't love that matchup for him. So if you're going to draft this guy, you want to keep him clean. You want to make sure he can flow over the top, use that
Yep.
athleticism. He's not going to be your strong side linebacker more than likely. It's just not big enough for that. But if you already have like a, Roquan Smith or a CJ Allen or somebody along those lines, and you're just looking for more of that like playmaker, somebody who can force turnovers, somebody that can be used as a blitzer, somebody that's athletic, sideline to sideline speed, then I think Rasheem Biles is kind of your guy. That
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily offer you like the highest of ceilings necessarily, and your floor can also be a little up and down. But I still feel like there is space in the NFL for somebody like that. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, what Kyle Lewis went third round, and he was
Kyle
more.
Lewis.
He was closer to what, or third or fourth round, but he's closer to 210, 215.
Yeah, he was the fourth round pick to the Dolphins. But
Yeah.
consensus wise, everyone thought he would go top 100.
So you're talking about a guy with more size, does similar things. He should be a top 100 pick, especially playing along this Texas defense where like you can't key in on one person. So we should see, but I think he's a really good football player. He just has to be utilized correctly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if being able to transfer. I mean, Pitt's in what, the ACC or something like that. I think they're in the ACC, right?
Yep.
So seeing him now in the Big 12, much more physical, bigger. Those offensive linemen in the ACC, no disrespect to them, compared to some of the guys in the SEC, they're just a bit different. SEC is more of that power, run it down your throat sort of style. It's of course each team is a little bit different, but it'll be fascinating to see Rasheem Biles now playing in a different conference where you're going to be going up against NFL dudes every single week. You're not going to have
Every week.
matchups against teams that are a little bit lighter or aren't going to threaten you. Teams are going to look at you and they're going to say, okay, you and Ty Anthony Smith, are you guys big enough to stuff the run? It'll be a
Right.
big time question for him. And if he can answer that test, knowing the schedule that Texas has, LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee, I don't think they have Georgia this year, but Texas A&M, all those teams that are big, strong, physical, want to run at you, is going to put a lot on Rasheem Biles. And Texas has the expectation that he can live up to the mantle. So it'll be good for him. And by the way, the transfer to Texas, I thought was smart. Texas is a good program. They've gotten linebackers into the NFL. And
Yep.
again, test yourself for better competition. And I think if he has a good year, it'll just do nothing but help his stock.
Yeah, like he has to play well versus the teams you named. You know what I mean? LSU, Ohio State, Texas A&M, like those. Actually, Missouri. That's going to be a
Yeah.
good test because
Well, if Hardy's healthy,
that's November 7th. I think he's healthy by then.
yeah, he should be. Hopefully.
So-
Hopefully not as a Texas fan, but hopefully for him,
But
yes.
because you're talking about a freight train at running back, and that old line is built to run the football. So to your point, he has to have a good year, really, to me, versus the run. He has to prove and show that he can play with separation from guards and tackles versus NFL caliber linemen week in and week out. But the good thing is he's at Texas and he's seeing NFL caliber linemen day in and day out. So he should be better for it. To your point, Texas was the right move for him.
1000%. All right, guys, let us know in the comment section below. Rasheem Biles, where are you at with him? Where does he rank on your linebacker board? Let us know down below. If you guys did enjoy this clip, make sure you guys go check out our live shows. We do them 3 times a week where you can see our full videos, not just these cut ups, but full videos. Make sure you guys check them out. While you're there, hit that like and subscribe button. Have a good day.